Now at 3:05, Channel 4 Racing from Doncaster with Derek Thompson.
Hello, 2 weeks to go before the end of the flat racing season, and today we bring you the last Group 1 race of the year. It's the Racing Post Trophy. It's the 32nd running of the race that this year carries the richest first prize for 2-year-olds in Britain this year. 10 of them over a mile, chasing a first prize of over £100,000. And talking of money, well, these are the yellow ribbons that the Variety Club are selling today and over the next few weeks in aid of their charity. If someone stops you in the street and asks for some money, I hope you'll give generously. These take the place of those lovely gold hearts that they gave over the past 2 years. Well, we've got a lot of youngsters here today braving the weather because it is not very nice. Got to wrap them up well, but there's one well wrapped up. There's another with some rather striking colours just going behind the guy enjoying his fish and chips, and that one's got away. I don't know where Mum and Dad are, but anyway, that one's off and running. If the horses go as fast as that one today, we should have a bit of fun. The going is good, and we start in a few minutes' time with the North American Travel Handicap. Then at 3:45, it's the big race of the day, the Racing Post Trophy. Incidentally, Michael Hills and Walter Swinburne flying in from Newbury to ride in that. At 4:15, it's the sprinters in the Doncaster Stakes, and we round off with plenty of horsepower in the Mazda Cars Nursery. We've also recorded the first three races for you, so 7 in all. Also today, we'll be looking ahead to the richest race meeting in the world, the $10 million Breeders' Cup that you'll be able to see on Channel 4 next Saturday night, and the British Raiders hoping to follow in the footsteps of Zoman and Snurge, who were successful in North America last weekend. Zoman won the Budweiser International at Laurel in Maryland, and 24 hours later, his stable companion Snurge got his just reward after a busy international season by being awarded the big international race at Woodbine in Toronto.
Well, Zoman and Snurge trained by Paul Cole, and over in Gulfstream in a week's time, he's got Firm Pledge and the Culture Vulture among many runners going for us. Now, don't even think of waving. Now, behave yourselves, good children. Aren't they well behaved at Sunny Donny? We're lucky. Now, you watched the morning line this morning, didn't you, all of you? Well, you'll have seen the steamer of the day, and that was Armiger and the Racing Post Trophy. The 3-to-1 going from Hills and Ladbrokes was laid in their shops until 10:15. It went earlier in the credit, I must admit that. And Coral's report a £6,000 bet at 2-to-1 against that Armiger. It's now 13-8. So that's the steamer of the day, Armiger and the Racing Post Trophy. Not many people here believe it can now be beaten. Going to give Henry Cecil his 9th win from 15 runners in the Racing Post Trophy. In the 4:15, number 5, Stepanov. That's been well back from 3-to-1 into 2-to-1, Stepanov. And in the 4:45, number 16, Doc Cottrell, putting about 11-2. Quite a move for that. But Armiger, the best-backed horse of the day, Stepanov and Doc Cottrell, the rest. And the showing here is 5-to-1 each of two. Number 4, Mimique, and number 9, Simply 8. 8-to-1 4 times. Number 2, Much Sought After. 8-to-1, View from Above. 8-to-1, number 8, Thamestar. And 8-to-1, number 10, Semenoff, and 10 bar. View from Above. Good money in the offices for that. Although looking at the form figures, you wouldn't believe it. Watch that View from Above. But above all, Armiger. That's the steamer. You were told on the morning line. Hope you've got the carpet. 3-to-1.
We'll be finding out if the money is going in the right place today. As you can see, the jockey's just getting mounted behind me, so it's going to take a few minutes for them to get to the mile-and-a-half start for our first live race, which was due off at 3:10. So it gives us a chance to look back on 1 or 2 of the earlier races. Let's join John Franklin. John?
Yeah, we kicked off with a really good contest, the Levy board stakes over 7 furlongs. It was for 3- and 4-year-olds that hadn't won a pattern race or a listed race. And on form, Barry Hill's Roar had a really good chance, ran a smashing race last year in the Tiffany contest at Newmarket behind Dr. Devious. but it was another Sheikh Mohammed horse, Deprecator, who finally went off as favourite. He went down to the starts in really good fashion, and then halfway down he got a little bit mulish, this horse, and Pat Edry had to walk him down for the last furlong and a half. He had good form. Before we see how he got on, let's hear how they were betting.
And Deprecator, the 11-8 favourite, from 11 to 10, Ruhr 9 to 2, Waterfowl Creek on 13 to 2, and Bell Pursuit at 9 to 1, along with Croft Valley. Savoyard was 12 to 1, Thusler Rock 16s, Sir Harry Hardman 20 to 1, and Brave Boy the outsider 25 to 1.
They're at the halfway stage now, and Croft Valley in the white colours has been leading throughout as they pass the 3. Chased along on the outside, the yellow and red is Bold Pursuit. The favourite Deprecator is getting closer. Off the pace, Savoyard's poised to challenge. Ridden along in the brown and green on the outside, Brave Boy. Come down towards the 2, and it's still Croft Valley piling on the pace. Deprecator is going to have to switch for a run on the outside, Bold Pursuit. Savoyard behind these. Look at Waterfowl Creek in the black and white colours, red cap just behind them. But the leader has gone on now, and it's Croft Valley who suddenly found an extra length or so from Deprecator. Waterfowl Creek staying on for a place, Savoyard the rail. But Croft Valley's going to make all here as they race up towards the line. Croft Valley takes it from a moody Deprecator. Through into third is Savoyard.
A really good win that for Croft Valley. He was well fancied last week at Newmarket, and he was also homebred horse as well. They got another full brother coming along, and apologies also there to Mrs. Hood. She actually owns Deprecator, not Sheikh Mohammed. Well, let's have a look at the starting prices.
First number 1, Croft Valley at 9 to 1. Second number 2, Deprecator, the 11-8 favourite. And third number 3, Savoy, 12 to 1. The tape paid £9.80 the win. Places £1.90, £1.30 and £3.40. The dual forecast came to £6.90, and the computer straight forecast amounts to £20.80 and 9 rounds.
So a win for Croft Valley. Really good season there for Gary Carter. He's had 65 winners now already this season. The second race was the selling race. No shortage of runners. 23 went to post for that, and it was Lord Huntingdon's horse, Shirley's Train. Quite a nice looking gelding this by Malinowski, who's taken a big drop in class. He's been running against the likes of Southend and Indian Slave in his last couple of runs. He's had one win on the all-weather. Before we see how he got on, let's again take a look at the betting.
Shirley's Train, the 5 to 1 favourite, Diamond Wedding 11 to 2, April City 6 to 1, and Boogie Bopper on 13 to 2, Edge of Darkness and Port in the Storm both at 7s, Taunting 12 to 1, 14 to 1 bar.
Come down towards the 3, and it's April City running the rail, but pressed on the outside by Arrogant, caught in the hoop sleeves, making ground in the dark green colours on the outside. That's Hasty Spark, tucked in off the pace and looking for room, and suffering at this stage is Shirley's Train. With a rush on the outside comes 10 High. They come down past the 2. Orange colours coming there strongly is that's a Heavy Rock. They've got 1.5 to go, and it's Hasty Spark in the red cap leading. Trouble in behind with the Shirley's Train getting no run at all. Racing very wide indeed is Boogie Bopper coming down the centre of the track. They've got just over a furlong to go. Yellow colours, Port in a Storm really rousting along on the rail. Friendly Persuasion there too. It's Friendly Persuasion now that noses into the lead. Friendly Persuasion from Port in a Storm. Here comes Noel on the scene late, but racing up towards the line. Friendly Persuasion takes it. Friendly Persuasion, a 3-way photo for second.
Wow, good win that for Friendly Persuasion, and Reg Holland said now within 2 of his best score of 57. He achieved that in 1981. Maybe a little bit lucky there because, as Jim Grau pointed out to you, Shirley's Train didn't get the best of runs.
Halfway up the straight, Dean McEwen, we picked him out for you on Shirley's Train. Been looking for an opening all the way up the straight. It was never really a clear gap until late on when he goes past April City, who was just alongside him now. And at that point it looked as though Dean would be able to come through and win his race. But Aragon Court, the horse who's with a white face just in front of Dean's horse now, begins to hang under pressure, and with others on Aragon's Court outside tending to tighten him up. There you see, the favourite was snatched up. Basically it was just race riding, and I don't think there was any deliberate intent. Certainly wasn't a serious incident, unless of course you back Shirley's Train, because Dean obviously had to take avoiding action.
The SP, first number 3, Friendly Persuasion, 25 to 1. Second number 11, No, 14 to 1. And third number 7, Boogie Bopper at 13 to 2. Number 13, Shirley's Train, 5 to 1 favourite, and 23 round.
Right, we'll show you the 240 race after our first live race of the afternoon, the North America Travel Service Handicap. Mimique, I must tell you, went down very well. And watch out for number 5, View from Above. This horse is a challenger from Jersey. You don't have many horses from Jersey running at Doncaster, and there he is. And Steve Dawson, who rides this one for owner-trainer Paul Green, tells me he thinks he'll run a very big race. Let's see how he figures in the market. John Tyrrell.
Well, Derek, Mimique is the 4-to-1 favourite, opened at 5-to-1. Simply H on 5s, and Thamestar 9-to-1 from 8s. Much sought after, another 9-to-1 shot. First Bid and Simonov and View from Above, all on 10s. Canvas at 12-to-1, as is Rosito, 14-to-1 Bardet.
Well, this is a fairly open handicap, as the betting would indicate. The likes of Mimique is a lightly raced horse, and at 4-to-1, he's plenty short enough, considering that he got beaten when having the run of the race at Haydock, a similar event last time. Others like Simonov, again lightly raced, the man of pedigree. In your picture now, number 10, is a horse with plenty of ability, but maybe this rain-softened ground might be against him. Well, I just don't think the ground suits him, John. He struggles, and you can see now it's raining at the minute. The jockeys, they don't look very happy, and I know you were pleased to come back in out of the rain after introducing those 2 races for us.
Well, that's Simonov, the horse that Jim was just talking about, of Henry Cecil's Mimique. Well, he's by Saddler as well, and I think he'll appreciate this cut in the ground. Ran well behind Turgenev last time out, particularly getting a bit of weight. Looks a really big, strong type.
Should be plenty of pace on here. There's several who seem to be suited by forcing it. So with that in mind, maybe he'd be better suited by one who comes from just off the pace. The grey filly is Michael Jarvis's representative. That's Misty View. She's tackling 1.5 miles for the first time in her career, but she's given the impression over 1.25 miles that that will actually suit her. It's quite cold here, so with the rain driving in, it's not much fun for horse or rider. And I would think the jockeys are struggling with weight, John. They carry less extra clothing than the others, and it must be pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Once they've had a couple of rides, or one ride in fact, they soon warm themselves up, unless on the rare occasion that you ride one doing double handsprings. Normally push one for about half a furlong. You get warm, and then you stay warm all afternoon. Woody Ryan just putting his goggles down. I didn't give you actually a couple of jockey changes in the first couple of races that we've already showed you, because Cash Asmussen and Steve Caulfield got held up in the traffic, and Gary Carter and Mark Birch are taking over from them. There you go, Mimique 4-to-1 now, Simply H 5-to-1. Let's join Graham.
And they race away and going to the first furlong. There's nobody that keen to take up the running. Thamestar less to the rail is probably showing the lead. Mimique in the number 1 colours of Sheikh Mohammed. Canvas is in the white cap, but it's Mimique now taking it up. Normally a front runner, Mimique leading by about a length. Simonov showing in second. And then on the outside, it's First Bid in third, with much sought after the rail 4, Thamestar 5. Rock Legend in the bright blue colours racing in 6th place. And just from behind these, View from Above. On the outside of View from Above is Canvas. That one looked a picture. Ford Elect just behind these, and then Simply H racing mid-division at this stage in the grey. Misty View is one of the trainers early on, so too is Rosito. But it's Steve Caulfield in control on Mimique, showing the way by about a length to Simonov in second place. Much sought after the red jacket, the rail is in third. And then First Bid normally runs well for Joe Fanning, position 4 at this stage. Leicester within half a length on the rail, and Thamestar is 5. Is followed by View from Above in 6, and Rock Legend with that one. Canvas still mid-division, and Trojan Lance was close enough for him. White Willow just gets a little bit closer, and also Emperor Alexander. But at the front it's Mimique who leads by length. To Simonov showing second, and much sought after the rail third, and then just shaded up this angle is First Bid in 4, the horse with a noseband. Thamestar the rail 5. Ford Elect has made a stride or 2 to show 6, and then View from Above is in 7. Trojan Lance are close in 8. Rosito and White Willow will be swinging wide, so too Simply H and Vasiliev as they swing for home. Down the home straight now, and come down to the 4. And it's Mimique leading, Mimique and Simonov pressing on the outside, and then much sought after. Thamestar will be hugged in on those rails. Rosito in the striped jacket on the left of the picture is coming with a run, so too Emperor Alexander. They come down to the 3. The race opens up, but from the front it's Mimique that's there with a chance. Mimique with Rosito on the outside with a run, and also Simonov. White Willow's going well too. Come down towards the 2. Mimique and Simonov still in command with first bid through to third. Thamestar finds room now in 4 in this quartet, clearing canvas, making ground on the outside of Vasiliev, but these off the pace as they come down to the furlong marker, and it's Simonov going on now. Simonov first bid, Thamestar hanging in, Vasiliev with a run too, and Simonov and Paladin driving for home. First bid's going to force a photo, and Leicester's finishing last, and he probably just gets there on Thamestar, with Simonov and first bid sharing a photo. These ahead of Vasiliev, and then behind these came Mimik and Canvas and Simply H and White Willow, and behind White Willow was Euro Twist, and after these much sought after Bolilek, Misty View and Trojan Lancer at the back, so to Emperor Alexander. And so the outcome of this North America travel service, the desperately close call. I think Leicester's got there in the dying strides on Thamestar. Where on earth he came from I'll never know, hemmed in on the rails, but the result for me is a win, or at least let's share the photo. It's a win for Thamestar, number 8, in the colours of J. Nash, trained by John Dunlop. Leicester in the pink sleeve jacket. He won on this horse at Redcar earlier in the year, knows this horse well, but he had to fight to get the room because first bid in the blue colours is there. Simonov the pink cap, and on the outside Vasiliev in the blue and orange. Leicester driving for all his worth, still got a length to make up on the line. That ratatatat Roberto action probably lifted onto the line in the dying strides. Yep, he gets there. Unbelievable shot there. Great shot from Thamestar. Three-way photo for second.
Well, Thamestar come from just off the pace there, always just going nicely in behind the leader, Mimik at the moment, and not really got too many options as to where to go, just pulls on the outside of much sought after as the race begins in earnest with just 2 furlongs left, and Simonov and Pat Edry, one off the rail, just take the lead now. Pat always just trying to just coax this horse along in front, being challenged now on the right by first bid, but look at Leicester now just beginning to niggle along on Thamestar and moving over to the right, just looking for a place to run.
Well, Pat's worked overtime on Simonov. He's trying to squeeze him into his bridle the whole time. Horse ran a good race, let's be fair, but he just has an awkward head carriage. He doesn't make it easy for his rider. First bid's improved steadily. Vasiliev's also got a very good ride. He's a really difficult horse, hangs, sometimes refuses to race. His jockey Dean McEwen's got him into the thick of things, but it's Leicester Piggott with a rat-a-tat-tat finish, driving for home, forcing his horse up. He responds to every crack of the whip, and he gets up right on the line to steal the prize virtually in the last stride. Now. And the look across, you were in that position a few times. Do you say anything to your rival at that point?
No, I just think he was just feeling very pleased with himself, I should think.
And Thamestar, a Vintage Piggott, as you saw. It looks as though he's got it in the dying stride, as GG and Jimbo called, returned at 10-1 against Thamestar. It looks as though first bid is second, also returned at 10-1. And it appears that Simonov is third, an 11-1 chance, and it's very close for these places. Vasiliev could have been fourth. That's returned at double carpet, 33-1. They sent Mimik off, the 4-1 favourite, with Simply H a 5-1 chance, but the incomparable Leicester, 10-1, Thamestar.
Well, John Dunlop's horse has been in tremendous form here and abroad in the last few weeks, and won a couple of group races in the last 10 days over in Italy.
Actually, John, this horse was running 1.5 miles for the first time today. You couldn't say he had a fantastic chance of what he'd done at shorter distances, but you can say for certain, having seen that the trip suited him.
Well, you'd almost say he'd get further the way that he ran there. He was always travelling nicely, and didn't exactly do anything electrifying when Leicester picked him up, but he was always just getting there and getting there, and certainly a little bit further will be within his compass.
I was at Redcar early in the season when Leicester won on this, on really firm ground, when he was very cheeky on it. I suppose overall, given the horse's early promise, he was fourth in a good Newbury maiden early in the season. He's been a little bit disappointing, but maybe he's had his problems. Here's Derek.
Yeah, and if you fancy buying this horse, he's for sale at Newmarket on Tuesday. And I tell you what, if he's won as we think he has, then that'll put a few £1,000 on him. He's a lovely horse. What's your name?
Paula.
Paula, well done. Do you look after the horse?
Yeah, I do.
What's he like to look after?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sweetheart.
hang on, here we go. Let's see if you've won.
Number 8.
Thamestar wins it. This is the winner.
Number 10.
second number 10, Simonov, third number 14, first bid, and fourth number 11. So Lester Piggott gets up to win in what has to be one of the closest finishes we've seen all season. And if you fancy buying that horse, Thamestar, well, he's for sale on Tuesday.
6XJ.